Well, this is our second time picking these, and I definitely wasn't expecting what we're finding. Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Pop.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Mimi.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Are you making pie crust with Grammy?
Yeah.
Show me how it's done.
No.
That's a nice looking pie.
Should I show them our cookies you made?
Oh, wow. Ooh, cookies.
Yeah.
So you've been making pies and cookies this morning? Yeah, looks like fun.
Want to see the baby chick?
These are pets. These are my little turkeys.
Excuse me, ladies, coming through. Welcome back, everyone, to another beautiful day on the farm. Just got finished feeding the cattle, and now we're getting ready to move on to our next job. We had quite a busy day on the farm yesterday, but it ended off with a crazy rainstorm. We were getting hit with some wild winds and a lot of rain. The storm only stuck around for a short period of time. I think we had a little over a half inch, maybe 6/10 of an inch of rain. But just a few miles away from here, there were some farms that had some damage, and there were some people that we know that had some trees falling over. So thankfully we didn't get hit by a bulk of the storm, or I should say the strongest part of the storm, but it did get a little wild around here. With that being said, we can usually handle it pretty wild, but once it starts to get too wild, that's when it's a problem. So far for this morning, we were able to get all the animals taken care of. We just got a few turkeys in, Dad's pets, and then Callie, she was helping Grammy, which it looked like she was making pies, right? Man, that girl loves to bake. But now that we're all finished down around here, it's time to get moving on to our next job. So our first job of the day brings us out to multiple jobs. We're gonna be doing some picking, but to get started off, we have a customer back at the farm market that's looking for some basil. So Dad and I are doing some harvesting. Since we had a customer back at the farm market waiting for that basil, the second we got finished harvesting, I took it right home. While I was gone, the boys got started on harvesting something else, pickling cucumbers, and I'm about to join in. As I'm picking, you'll notice a neat little tactic that we use occasionally, and that's rolling over the plants. Now there's a few reasons why we do that, but the largest reason is to find any cucumbers that are hiding underneath. And believe me, when you start rolling the plants over, oh boy, do you start finding them. Now you don't necessarily need to roll the plants over. If you just search long enough, you will be able to find the cucumbers. By rolling them over though, it makes the process a little quicker, and we don't have to take too long to go from plant to plant. Because the longer it takes us to finish this job, the longer it'll take us to finish the workday. So rolling over the plants is something that you'll see us do quite often, and that's just to make sure we can get all the cucumbers hiding underneath. Now it is important that once you roll over the plant and you finish picking off all the veggies that you can see, that you roll the plant back over. Because when you roll the plant, it exposes a lot of the blossoms that are underneath. And as those blossoms form into little baby cucumbers, we don't want them to get sun scalded, and we don't want anything else to happen to them. You can also get these plants twisted up pretty bad and possibly kill them. That's why we're a little on the gentler side when we're rolling them. Once you do it a few thousand times, you get the hang of it, believe me. Well, this is our second time picking these, and I definitely wasn't expecting what we're finding. The first time that we harvested these, we actually seem to have gotten more cucumbers than what we're getting right now. And we have a couple theories as to why that is. The first time we harvested was during that intense heat wave that we had received. And yeah, these cucumbers, they don't normally mind the heat too much. But with the temperatures that we had, ooh, that was a little much. Now, thankfully, it didn't damage the cucumbers beyond what we could use, but I think these plants were a little overwhelmed with the heat, and they slowed down in production just a little bit. However, from what I've seen, thankfully, it doesn't look like these cucumbers are gonna be affected for too long. Right when I flip over the plants, the first thing I notice is the tons and tons of blossoms and little cucumbers that are on their way. So I'm thinking the heat gave them a little bit of a trouble, a little bit of a problem, but it looks like they're coming out of that just fine. And I think next time we're picking cucumbers, we're gonna have even more than what we've got today. As we're getting to the other end of the field, I am starting to find more and more cucumbers. It's definitely not as many as was here last time, but it's still nice to find little clumps where there's quite a few cucumbers growing. I'm thinking our next harvest is really gonna be a nice one, because the number one thing I'm noticing throughout all of these rows is the amount of blossoms and the amount of little cucumbers coming. Now, some people may be curious as to how large do we want the cucumbers to be. We honestly don't want them to get too much larger than what's in my hand right now. A little longer than this is no problem. We're trying to get them around 4 to 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches. That's where we seem to make good money off them. You can pick them smaller, but what we've noticed is a half bushel of 3 to 4s will be 3 or 4 half bushels if they were 5 to 6s, and that's inch range, 3 to 4 inch to 5 to 6 inch. Around 5 to 6 inches where we start to make good money off of them. We do notice that a lot of people like them at 4 to 5 inch, which is no problem with us. We try not to pick them any smaller than 3 to 4 inches, which some of you may be wondering, how do you do that? You just really guess. We have been picking them a little bit harder this year. By that I mean we've been taking them at a smaller size, and that's just because next time we come back, they might be a little too big. For example, right there, that's about the shortest we'll go. You prefer them a little longer than that, but the next time I came back, this thing would be too big. This one right here, a little on the young side. We'll save that for next time. Now, in the past, when we did have an abundance of pickling cucumbers, we would take orders for smaller ones, but we've been trying to get away from that. It's just a lot of work and you don't make that much more money off of them. But when they start to get a little bigger, that's when it starts to pay off. So don't come to the farm looking for some of those little gherkins. Let me tell you, those little baby ones, I will not be picking that. Those are terrible. We have picked orders like that in the past, and it's terrible. Just going around looking for pickling cucumbers that are this big. Oh my goodness, that's just not fun. Even if Grammy said, hey, can you pick some of those for me? You know what I'd say? I don't think I can, Grammy. I just don't think I can. That's probably not true. If Grammy wanted them, I'd probably pick them for her because, you know, it's Grammy. Oh, look what I just found. Twins! I found twins! This one's Ronnie, this one's Lily. Whew. How's that zucchini doing down there, Daniel?
Got a basket.
Oh, that's a problem. Sounds like a zucchini picking problem, not a pickle picking problem. I don't got a pickle picking problem, that's for sure. I ain't got a pickle picking problem. Sounds like something Grandma would say. I ain't got a pickle picking problem. Or maybe it's something my dad would say, probably. Yeah, probably. My dad would say that. What are we talking about? Nothing. And now I got a pickle picking problem. Yeah.
I'm picking zucchini. Normally I do this with a knife, but I don't have one, so I'm just being careful today.
Flippity dip. Boy, it is just a beautiful day out here. We got some clouds giving us some shade. We got a little bit of breeze cooling us off. It's not too cold. It's good for the crops. I mean, it doesn't get much better when it comes to picking with this type of weather. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy this job, especially on days like this, is because it's so enjoyable. You get to work outside with some nature. You get to harvest some vegetables. It just makes you feel good. How you doing over there, Dad? You feeling good?
Going steady.
We have now finished all of the pickling cucumbers. We also got the zucchini, yellow zucchini, and yellow squash picked. We still have some stuff that we need to get while we're out here. As you guys have seen, once we get to peak harvest time, it is a struggle to stay on top of this stuff. Thankfully for now, we just got to worry about this. The real trouble starts when our first and second planting of pickling cucumbers meet up. Then, oh my goodness, it's chaos. Will that happen this year? I don't know. I hope not. That's a lot of work.
Get the camera out here.
Uh-oh. What's going on that I need a camera out here?
Get cutting broccoli right up here.
Oh my word. It looks like every head is ready to harvest. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, this is the fun way to harvest broccoli. This is the crazy time to be harvesting broccoli. And everything is ripe like this. Oh my goodness. It goes so fast. And then your brother throws leaves on your head. So what do you do when you're out in the field and all their neighbor kids are running on top of your hay bales? You just hope they don't fall down. That's what you do. Now this is our early broccoli. This is called Eastern Crown, for those that are curious. Boy, it's like we had a broccoli massacre up in here. We started back there and we just went through cutting everything that we could, and we ended up with 4 half bushel. Now there's more back here to harvest, but we're not gonna be able to sell all this, so we're gonna leave it out here in the field. It'll last much longer out here in a field as opposed to back in the cooler. We're gonna start harvesting a new vegetable today. You saw us just pick a ton of broccoli, and now we need some cabbage. We've already grabbed a few heads, but we wanted to show you how nice some of this stuff looks. Now this is our earliest cabbage that we have, so we're not expecting it to get too large. The most important thing we're looking for is firm heads, which we have that. Now here's what we have. We have a beautiful large head of broccoli. And I give this to Dad because, Dad, who do you give these to?
I give this to your mother.
Yep. This is Dad's bouquet of flowers. A nice head of broccoli.
Funny thing is, this will excite her more than flowers.
Tell him what your problem is, Dad. He's down here having a conniption.
Should have cut broccoli down here.
It's nice broccoli. But besides that nice broccoli, look at what we've got here. We got our cucumbers, zucchini, yellow squash, yellow zucchini. Oh, look at this cabbage. Now that is a beautiful wagon. What a way to get the year started off. We almost got a full wagon. Check that out. If we had the broccoli on this wagon, it would look even more impressive.
Lunchtime.
Look at this broccoli. We should have cut all this broccoli down here. Look at all this broccoli. What do you think?
Giving me a headache.
Uh-oh, Dad's blood pressure is going up. We better get out of here. I don't want to spill this broccoli. Dad'll make me go pick more. We're finishing off our last basket. We're washing the pickling cucumbers. They look pretty clean now. Look at that. Oh yeah. But let me just say, they taste way better than they look. Lunchtime here on the farm. Ooh, it looks like we are having sausage hoagies for lunch and some fresh watermelon. Alrighty everyone, we got finished off with lunch and currently we're here in the farm market. We're gonna be moving some things around, putting things into the cooler, and then I'm probably gonna be helping here at the farm market. So if anything exciting comes up, I'll update you. Hey everyone, it is much later than the last time that I had the camera, but there's a good reason for that. Lauren and I actually went on a date. We decided to go to a baseball game this evening. It was a lot of fun and it ended up being a doubleheader, so we stayed longer than we thought we would have. It's pretty late, but that's okay. We got the best family. They helped us take care of the babies. They let us go on our date. We had a nice time, but it's late and we're tired. Thank you for being here with us, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.